What's up guys, Felix here, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about my resume that I used to get my machine learning internship. For those who don't know, I recently got a machine learning intern offer to work in the Bay Area in a biotech company. I think it's good that I show this for anyone trying to apply for such roles or even data science roles or software engineering roles. And the same resume actually got me an interview with Google as well. So I think it's helpful for anyone who is trying to apply to such roles. So let's get in. All right, so here's my resume. I've had a couple of things blurred out, obviously to make it more entertaining, to reveal what exactly is on it. So obviously you see my name. I tried to have my email as well as a link to my website or LinkedIn, in this case my LinkedIn, and the blurred out portion is my phone number, which you don't see. So the first section is my education, and with that I'm doing my PhD currently, right? So I have it on there. I have my research areas as well, which is obviously machine learning and causal inference. So if it's a machine learning position, data science position, the ATS, which is usually the first software that sees your resume before a recruiter sees it, picks up those keywords, and it's forwarded to the resume. To the recruiter. So yeah, I have machine learning and causal inference because that's my research area, and I have my advisor. This is most likely irrelevant to like ATS, but if it gets into like a hiring manager, usually they want to look your advisor up to see what work they're doing. That gives them an idea of whether you'd be a good fit for the company. Remember, when you're applying for a company, as much as you want the job, you want to also be a good fit for the company, because in the long run you don't want to be miserable in the company, because if you're miserable, your life becomes hell and you're unhappy. People become depressed because of such things. So I know a lot of people, the job market is a little bit tough now, but always when you're looking for something to do, try and make sure it's something you actually like. And I have my GPA on there because it's probably for a PhD, it's irrelevant, but hey, it is what it is. I just have it on there because why not? Now, I did my undergrad, I did an accelerator degree, so I had my BS and MS at the same time, accelerator degree, and have the duration as well. And then I graduated with cum laude, so I put that on there. I wasn't in the honors college, so I cannot put that on there, but at least the honors that I received, that's what I put on there. Now, in terms of, I try to also put like coursework on there, because at the end of the day, you're trying to get past ATS first, so the recruiter can actually see it and read your resume and then send it to like the hiring manager or give you set up an interview, right? So yeah, for such positions like SWE, data science, or machine learning, you want to put something that's related to that, or some coursework that you've done. And here I have like a couple of courseworks like algorithms and data structures, web development, statistical modeling, and so forth, right? These keywords I think are picked up by ATS, and that ranks me a little bit higher compared to my other people I'm competing with. Now, the next section is the relevant experience. This is where you list certain positions that you've had, be it whether you were like a resident assistant in your school, or like pretty much something tailored towards the position you're applying for. It doesn't have to be necessarily like similar positions, but something just to get the ball rolling for a recruiter that, oh, you've worked before, or you've been in that industry or setting before, where you know how to work with people, right? So yeah, I have I get paid to do research, right? So I have it on here, and one thing you see is of all the jobs I have, for each line, each sentence, I start each sentence with like a verb. That is one thing you should take note of, because at the end of the day, you want to show that you did something. So each line must be communicating something that you did, or must be given like a new information to the recruiter or hiring manager in this case. This section is my research section, and that where I put that there because I have research experience, right, in like different labs. Like the first lab is the lab I'm currently at, and that's like the backstory, because if you saw earlier, if you rewind back, you realize that my advisor is like called Dr. Liang, and this is the Liang lab. I worked there like September 2022, June 2021. And that's like how I got to know that professor, and then eventually did my PhD. Like continued to do my PhD with him. Now the next lab is what I worked there earlier, but I'm getting a call. Please subscribe. So yeah, before like working in the land lab, I worked in a different lab, and yeah, I did, as you can see, it's still like using the verb. First sentence is a verb, and for this one, once we achieved like a result, I put that there, that oh, we published one result in this journal, which is good. And now that really like leads me to this, creates a segue to the publication section. Yeah, I put that there. I highlight my name, I highlight the journal that I, put in. And these things are all keywords. Like when you're throwing, you don't just throw keywords inside your resume. That's just make sure whatever you're saying is like reasonable and also tailored towards what you did. And the next one is just adding relevant projects, right? These are projects that I did with either in class or by myself, or like during like an internship. Like the CT scan web app was like a class project, whilst the contact angle finder software was just an app I developed in Germany when I was doing like a co-op. When I was the research assistant in one of the universities. The next section is just the awards, that something to say that hey, well, I've done all these things, but I've also been recognized for a lot of things as well. So here are the things. And it's usually matters when you're like applying for like a PhD. For SWE, software engineering, it doesn't really look at these things like awards. It doesn't matter. It's all about your relevant project and also where you have actually worked. And the final section is software. Software is where I list certain software that like all the software that I know, but I categorize them into the ones that I'm proficient in and the ones that I'm familiar with. So for instance, I'm proficient in Python, PyTorch, MATLAB, and so forth. So that's about it. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe.